This really wasn't the ideal way to end this series. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new Football Manager 2016 video. Today it's the final episode in my Liverpool Let's Play series, and guys, if you follow me on Twitter, you will know what has happened, and I do deeply apologise for it, but I really could not help it. I'm on the transfer page so you don't see any spoilers, but essentially, I recorded the last episode, and OBS, which is the recording software that you use to record Football Manager, only recorded my webcam and didn't record the gameplay. So I've literally got all my reactions to everything that happened, but no gameplay. So I'm just going to have to go back and show you what has happened now, and then I'll show you my reactions at the time, but you'll obviously just see a little webcam in the corner of the screen with nothing else going on. So it'll be kind of awkward and a bit shit, but I do apologise. It wasn't the ideal way to end this series. I'm absolutely furious that OBS didn't actually record the gameplay. I'm not too sure why, because it didn't even change any settings. But as you know, we finished the last episode, with the game against Schalke in the Europa League semi-final, which we got through. So we were in the final against Lyon, and then obviously all we had to do was draw against Swansea City, and we would have won the Premier League. So draw or win, and we win the Premier League. If we didn't, then we have Watford in the final game of the season, where again, all we really needed to do was draw or win that match, and we were Premier League champions. So let's just go and take a look at what happened in the Premier League anyway. Okay, so as you can see, we did win the Premier League. We drew 1-1 against Swansea. We took the lead through Roberto Firmino. Then obviously Swansea got a goal back, and it was a bit nervy towards the end. Swansea had a few more, not chances, because you can see they only had 2 shots on target in the entire match, but they were starting to get forward a bit more than what they were. Obviously, we dominated possession, as we usually do. And what I'll do now is I'll just show you my reaction to when we scored and then to when we actually won the Premier League. So I'll show you that now. Tielemans with a free kick out wide to Gaia. Had a really good season for us. Ball into the box. Roberto Firmino, please score. There we go. We lead 1-0. And that makes me feel a lot more comfortable and confident about the rest of this game. Only 23 minutes on the clock. We've had more shots, which is good to see. So we probably do deserve to win this match if anyone's going to. But I do not mind taking a draw. As I said, we will be crowned Premier League champions if we do see this game out. There's 5 minutes to go now, and I've got a feeling we probably will see it out, which at this moment in time probably doesn't look like I am that excited over, but I am, because we are about to retain our Premier League title. There is 5 seconds to go, and we have won the Premier League title for 2 seasons in a row. Holy shit. I hope that's right anyway, because why is it not saying that you've won the league, right? That's simply put was not good enough, blah, blah, blah. Please say we've won the title. We have, haven't we, surely? Or am I miscalculating? No, we've won the title. Come on. I'm not being thick, am I? Let's see. Have we won the Premier League? Yes, we have. There we go. Liverpool clinch the Premier League title. We've done the double. Okay, so that was my reaction to obviously us scoring and ourselves winning the Premier League, because obviously, as I said, we only needed a point, which we did get. And then in the other Premier League match, which was the final one of the season, I heavily rotated due to the fact that obviously we had the Europa League final. Literally, I think, that's the Sunday, so we had Monday, Tuesday, and then we had the Europa League final on the Wednesday. So at this point, we already won the Premier League, and I just heavily rotated, as I said, against Watford. Lovren, Shuley, James Milner, Samper, Alberto Moreno, Tielemans. I didn't actually mean to play him, but I ended up did. I think it was just to get him fitness, because obviously he wasn't fully fit. Then obviously 3 rotations there and a card. He couldn't play in the Europa League final because he was cup tied anyway. As you can see, we dominated everything. We should have won, because we had 19 shots, 9 on target. We didn't actually have a clear-cut chance, although Watford did, but they put it off target. We had a lot of possession, as you usually would, but obviously they had 5 at the back themselves. We kind of have 5 at the back, looking at our formation. If you've not seen it, go and check it out. But as I said, we probably deserved to win this game, but it didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. We already had the Premier League wrapped up. I'll just show you the league table so you can have proof of that. Man City actually continued to struggle, except in the last game of the season. Am I right in saying? Yes, they lost actually, to Watford. So, we won the Premier League anyway. They lost to Watford away from home. Watford obviously being the team we played on the final game of the season. We went on and drew against Swansea. But City did actually win, did they? Yeah, in the final game of the season. 2-0 at home to Leicester, who were obviously in 8th place. So, pretty decent victory for City, kind of gets them out of that bad run of form that they were in. But we won the league by 2 points. It was very, very close. It was literally a draw that separated ourselves and Man City. They drew a game when they could have won. If they won that, then they would have been on the same points as us. So they'll probably be disappointed with that. Given the way they played throughout the most of the campaign, they just got a bit unlucky towards the end, to be fair. We'll just take a look at everything else, really. So obviously, I've already mentioned we've won the Premier League, so it's not really important to talk about that now because you all know. Clean sheets, Leno was actually second behind Man City's keeper who had 20. Leno had 18, which is really impressive. It's nearly half of the games in the entire Premier League campaign that we kept clean sheets in, which you don't see all that often, so that's good to see. If we take a look at goals, we'll actually go to stats and player overview just to get this a bit easier, and I'll go to goals like that. So you actually see Mauro Icardi is actually 13th, despite only joining halfway through the season. He actually managed to bag 13 goals in 18 games, so if you're looking at that over the prolonged period of the full season, he probably would have won top goal scorer, in my opinion. Let's just see minutes per goal ratio. He's actually not up there. Youri Tielemans is. He bagged a goal pretty much every 1 in 2 games. I'm not too sure if there's some kind of criteria that probably states that Mauro Icardi can't be on there, because I'm quite sure he would be, given that he scored, 13 and 18, so, he probably needs to play more games, to be honest. So looking at average rating, as you know, on Football Manager, the defenders, especially the left back and right back, are very overpowered, and you can see that here. Bernat was the highest average match rating player in the league. Nathaniel Klein was up there. You're also looking at Emre Can. He was joined 15th with a very high rating. Jose Gaya as well, Luke Shaw. So I'm just kind of highlighting the point. Luke Shaw, Gaya. You're also looking at who else is on here. So you've got obviously our guy Klein and Bernat. They're all wing backs. As I said, wing backs are very overpowered. Let's go and take a look at assists, if I can find that. So assists are here. Do we actually have anyone? No, we don't even have anyone inside the top 20. Is this that they show? I think it's 20 players, which is quite surprising. I thought we probably would. There's probably just players on 8. I'll come back to that in a moment. We can take a look at our in-squad stats. Key passes, do we have anyone on there? Klein up there again, which is actually a testament to how well Nathaniel Klein does play. Pass completion, I mean, look at that. That's pretty impressive. You've got Emre Can, Tielemans, Henderson, Firmino, Jose Gaya, all within inside the top 20. Man City players are also dominating that as well. What else can we look for? So let's take a little look. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else we really need to cover within this. I don't think there is, to be honest. I'm just trying to see. There's probably not too much to look into there. Let's just take a look at team overview. We can just go to goals. Actually, I should just go straight to detail, shouldn't I? So possession wise, we were top by 3.39%. Obviously, City with 55, us with 58%. Penalties, we actually had the most with Watford. So the penalty pool claims will probably come back in, won't they? Anything else that we can really take a look at? I want to see form. Let's see where Man City are. I'd imagine they're quite low down, yeah. So the mid-table, I would have expected them to be a bit lower, given how poorly they did actually play towards the end. We were in a 14-game unbeaten streak at the end of the season. That's absolutely crazy. That's a real testament to how well we actually played in the second half of the season. Goals, Arsenal were leaders. We were actually 5th, although we were only like 2 goals behind 3rd, so I can't really complain at that. Crosses, we were actually the highest, which is obviously pretty decent because crossing is very overpowered this year. Passes completed, we were 2nd, only behind Southampton, and to be fair, we weren't too many behind them. Probably, what's that, like 130 passes behind them, so really not too bad. To be fair, fouls against, we were actually getting fouled quite a lot more than other teams, which again is pretty decent. That kind of explains why we had the most dribbles per game. We were actually drawn level with Manchester City, but we're getting into the kind of boring stats now, I think. Let's just see average attendance by capacity. We're actually quite low down. We're actually 17th. I really didn't expect that, considering we were defending Premier League champions. It's a bit of a strange one. Let's take a look at net spend. Our net spend was 4th highest with 25 million, but nearly 100 million behind Manchester City, which is absolutely crazy. That's just ridiculous. And we still managed to beat them in the Premier League. But let's go and take a look at what happened in the Europa League final anyway. Okay, so as you can see, we also won the Europa League, and this game was just, it was good to be a part of, because Jose Gaya scored his first ever goal for us. I was buzzing, and I'll show you my reaction for that right now. Chance already for us. This is weird. It's crazy to actually think that. I was literally thinking it then. This whole Europa League run has stemmed from us pissing around in some of the Champions League matches and getting blown away by Real Madrid with inside 18 minutes, which I was furious about. Remember Real Madrid in the Champions League? They scored 3 goals against us in about 9 minutes. That knocked us out of the Champions League, and we're in on goal here. Jose Gaya has scored just under 10 minutes. Our left back popping up with his first goal of the season. What a time to get it. What a time to score your first Liverpool goal. But then Jordan Henderson popped up with a goal. Let's just take a look at this goal. So, it was a corner, ball's just getting knocked around. I can't actually remember it myself because it's been a little while. Oh yeah, it was a nice finish, to be fair. It was a little while since I played this because I've just been fuming that I've lost the footage. But that was a nice goal from Henderson. We'll show you Gaya's goal as well if this decides to get out the way. How do I get rid of this? Please go away because I can't see the highlight. Let's just try and figure this out. Actually, if I click on this, it should work. There we go. So I've got rid of that. So as I said, Gaya gets his first ever goal for us. He just gets in behind. It's a nice finish. I really don't know what he's doing that far up the pitch, but I don't really care. He got us the goal and he gave us the 1-0 lead, but then he goes and scores at the other end. So he gets his first goal for us and he gets his first goal against us, as I'll just show you now. And I think that's what I said during the commentary. It was actually quite laughable. Ball goes in. I thought the player actually won the header, but it was actually a Gaya own goal. I'll just show you my reaction to that right now. Clear-cut chances, 0 for us. 4 for Leon. They've had 4 clear-cut chances and we lead by 2-0. We've had 0 clear-cut chances. Wow, we've just... Oh man, that's a crazy, crazy stat. I don't think I've seen that before, to be honest. They've had 4 shots on target. All 4 were clear-cut. And they're in again, and they have finally scored a goal. Or was that Gaya? Right, Gaya scored at both ends of the pitch. Some way to do it, isn't it? Some way to do it indeed. Gets his first goal for us, and then he gets his first goal for them as well. And that was that. We actually won the Europa League final by 2-1 against Lyon, and I'll show you my reaction to that as well. It's literally just reaction and then me talking, but let's just go and see that. So with 15 seconds, there we go. We are the Europa League champions, and our players are just walking off the pitch like they're not arsed. I don't know what that's about, but there we go. We have won the Europa League. We dominated the game, to be fair, albeit they actually had quite a large number of clear-cut chances, but it actually took one of our players to score for them. But we are the Europa League champions, and that is the perfect way to end this save. I'm absolutely buzzing with that. That's brilliant. I can't actually quite believe that we've managed to do the treble this season. Obviously, the Community Shield, a lot of people don't really count, so maybe I should just say the double. But we won the Premier League and the Europa League. Man United won it last year, so, a bit of English dominance over the past 2 years. Okay, so that was my reaction to winning the Europa League final, which I was pretty happy with indeed. We got the double done, and it was real good, to be fair. And it's just another bit of European, trophy silverware for Liverpool to take home. In terms of goals scored, let's just see if we've got anyone with inside the top 20. No, we don't. Do we have any minutes per goals, guys? Nope. This could be a bit boring because we may not actually have anyone on here whatsoever. We'll take a look at Felipe Coutinho with the highest cross completion, Nathaniel Klein with the most dribbles, and Jose Gaya per game, which again is pretty decent. Assists-wise, do we have anyone on there? Obviously, Mesut Ozil. Obviously, Mesut Ozil is going to be on there, isn't he? But we don't actually have anyone. Nathaniel Klein and Jose Gaya again with the most key passes. It's crazy how overpowered wing-backs and full-backs were on this game. Average rating-wise, Nathaniel Klein and Jose Gaya yet again. You're just kind of seeing the same pattern now, aren't you? Man of the match performances, do we have anyone on there? No, we don't. Let's just go and take a look at team detail just to see. Average possession, we were second, so same thing again. We're actually pretty much the same possession as we had in the Premier League. AC Milan were the only team who actually had more possession than us. They played 14 matches in this competition, whereas we only played 9 because obviously we entered at the European. Obviously, we were knocked out of the Champions League. That's when we entered this competition. Penalties, we were actually second in this. This penalty pool is just really going to, it's kind of proven a point, isn't it? Liverpool do like to get penalties. Let's see, games won in a row 2. I'm not really interested in that. Games scored in a row 24 for Schalke. That's absolutely crazy. I didn't realise they were that good, to be honest, when we actually played them. Let's see, goals. AC Milan scored 32 goals. That's absolutely crazy. Obviously, we're not going to be too high up because, as I said, we did actually enter after being knocked out of the Champions League. We did have the most dribbles per game, though, which is something, you're going to be used to seeing us do. Let's just see if our average attendance by capacity is any better. Yeah, so it's much better in the Europa League. Obviously, our fans probably expected us to win this, to be honest, especially with us getting knocked out of the Europa League. So obviously our fans enjoying the European football a lot more. Where were we in terms of clean sheets? Is that actually, have I missed that? I probably have missed it somewhere, haven't I conceded? Let's just see, clean sheets, so 9 for them. We're probably not on there. As I said, we did enter at a late stage of the competition. Actually, we're joined 38th, so with 3 clean sheets, which it's probably a bit underwhelming, considering I think we played 9 games, was it I said? But as I said, we did win the Europa League, and this series has been absolutely incredible. I really have enjoyed it. I'm going to do another episode, and it'll literally be 1 more episode, potentially 2, depending on how big it's going to be. And I'm just going to look back at the whole series. Obviously we've only played 2 seasons, but it's been a real good 2 seasons, to be fair. I'm just going to look back at the key players, the key matches, and so on. But there's one thing left to do in this series to free me up for, Hertha Berlin in FM17, and that is to resign my post at Liverpool. So that is about to happen. I'm just going to resign on camera, and then I'm not going to save because obviously I still need to be at Liverpool to actually review, the past 2 seasons. But that is what I'm going to do now. So I am resigning as Liverpool manager. The series is over, and I will be joining Hertha Berlin at the start of FM17. And there we go. I have resigned as manager of Liverpool. There is the confirmation, or it's about to pop up anyway. Java steps down. There we go. That has been all for this series. I do apologise about the OBS issue, but thank you all for watching. This series has been absolutely incredible. Drop a like on the video if you have enjoyed. Comment down below and be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. But as I said, thank you all for watching. Until next time, goodbye.